Hi, I'm Sarah Hammerger with Some Assembly Required. Today I want to talk to you about consequences. Most parents know that when their kid does something wrong, there's a consequence or a punishment for it. Sometimes that's a natural consequence. The kid leaves his rollerblades out and they get rained on and ruined. That's a natural consequence for that child's actions. They ride their bike too fast around the corner, they fall off and skin their knees. That's a natural consequence for their behavior. The kid doesn't study for a test. A high schooler doesn't study for a test like he should have. He gets a bad grade. That's a natural consequence. So our children are already experiencing consequences. But sometimes we as parents don't want to levy another consequence on it. For example, we don't want to give our child a timeout for their misbehavior. We don't want to spank our child. We don't want to cause our child undue stress or pain because of what that child has done. I was at a parenting seminar at my child's elementary school the other day, and this parenting expert said that that children should not receive a punishment for their misbehavior. She said that her children receive the consequence is that she talks to them about their behavior, and she says, well, why did you do this? She tries to find the reason behind their behavior so that she can give them the tools to not do it again. There is some truth to that, but unfortunately, many parents, especially Christian parents, have bought into the fact that if we know why our child does the misbehavior, we can correct it before it happens by talking with the child, by reasoning with the child. There are several reasons why that won't work. The number one reason is children are not logical beings. They don't think the way they do. Their reasons for misbehavior are really not reasons at all. Secondly, it doesn't give the child full responsibility for their actions. If the child couldn't help it because they didn't have the proper tools to not hit their brother with the truck because they can't manage their anger, then they're not responsible for that behavior. That creates, especially in our kids when we're trying to show them right from wrong from a biblical perspective, that gives the child a reason to abdicate that responsibility. Mom says, it's not my fault. That's what they're hearing when we say, oh, well, if only you'd had these tools to do this, you would not do it again. And frankly, we all know from our own lives that we have the tools not to get angry at our spouse because of what that they did. They didn't put the toilet paper roll on the right way. They left their shoes in the middle of the floor again. We get angry about that. Yet we are adults and have the tools not to get angry. Why do we get angry? Because of our sinful hearts. Why should Christian parents give their children consequences beyond the tools? Because it helps teach their hearts right from wrong. There are two main reasons for consequences. One, children need to feel bad when they do bad things. This is not saying that we're shaming them, that we're standing them up in public with a sign that says, I did something wrong. No, this is to help the child's internal conscience to be strengthened so that that conscience will awaken and go, oh, you don't want to do that. Remember what happened last time? This is not a good thing. This is what we want. Secondly, children need that external reminder. They need to have that other check besides their conscience because their conscience is still developing. Even as teenagers, their conscience is still developing. So they need that external thing to go, oh, wait a minute, last time I did something that I wasn't supposed to do. Mom did this. I don't want this to happen again. Maybe mom took away my Xbox for a month. Maybe mom told me I couldn't ride my bike with my friends for a week. Maybe mom did something or dad did something too. So, you know, that this is the thing. We want them to remember that so that they don't do that again. But what about the fact that our children do the same thing over and over and over and over and over again? That's where the tool part comes in. Yes, this is where this parenting expert I referenced earlier was right. We do need to give our kids tools so that they know how to not do it again. They need to know how not to get angry at their brother. They need to know how to handle it when they're tempted to eat that last chocolate donut you told them not to eat. This is where our training comes in, the training of our children. We can't just tell them don't do it and expect them not to do it. They don't have the tools that we have as an adult to overcome that. So this is where you work with your child on helping them have tools and tips and techniques and strategies on how to do that. Next week, I'll talk about how to develop those strategies, how to make those strategies a part of your child's life so that he has those tools to pull from, and how to marry those with consequences.